we got to talk about this Dylan video. So this might be one of the earliest.
That's the first one.
That's the first video on the channel.
It was actually before the channel, because this actually blew up on Facebook, and then I put it on YouTube after.
So if it's okay.
Yeah. Okay, Dylan, we're going to do the hardest ear training test of all time. Are you ready?
Right.
Oh.
Now, I just a quick backstory on this. I made this for my friend Shane's wife, who wanted to see, because Shane was a friend that I was producing, and he was there, and Dylan had come down in the day, and I said, "Oh, check this out." And I played this stuff. He's like, "That's amazing. Can you make a video so I can show my wife?" And I was on the way to a school board meeting, because I was on the school board at Dylan's school. Mm-hmm. And I said, "Hey, Dylan, come downstairs. I want to make this video. It'll take 1 minute. Just need to do this thing for my friend Shane." And he's like, "I don't want to." And I said, "Come on, this will take 1 minute. I don't want to." So I said to my wife, I'm like, "Nia, would you tell Dylan to come downstairs? I want to do this video. Take 1 minute." She's like, "Dylan, go downstairs." And he has a mouthful of candy there, because he was eating candy. So if you look at him, he's literally has a mouthful of candy while he's doing this.
And we should say on Facebook, it went quite viral.
Yeah, like got, I don't know, 80 million views, something like that. It had like 250,000 comments, something like that. Insane.
How old is Dylan here?
He's 8.
8 years old.
Yeah.
Can you actually give some more backstory about like how you discovered that Dylan has perfect pitch?
So when Dylan was about 2, I was doing a FaceTime with my brother John, and I was like, "Check this out, John." And I played the Stone in Love, Neil Schoen's solo from Journey. And I was like, "Check this out." And Dylan would sing along. And my brother John was like, "Wow, Dylan can sing all the notes." And I was like, "Yeah." And then I played Black Dog, Zeppelin, and Dylan would sing that. And it's like, Dylan's got a good ear. And then John and I were like, "Well, we have good ears too." So maybe we could have done that when we were that age. So a couple more years goes by. Well, he was about 3.5. And I'm in the car. I was like, "Dylan, sing the Star Wars theme." And he sings it. And I'm like, that's in the right key. And I play it on my phone. I was like, "Oh my gosh." And then I asked him, sing the Superman theme, because we'd been listening to John Williams soundtracks the week before. And he sings that. And that was in the right key. And I asked him another song. So I turn the car around. I go back to the studio. I go to the piano. I hit the note B flat. And Dylan says, "Star Wars." Star Wars starts on a big B flat major chord, but it's the note B flat is the main one that you hear. And then I played the note G, and he goes, "Superman." And that's the first note in the trumpet part of the Superman theme. And then I realized that he had perfect pitch. And then in 5 minutes, I taught him the name of the 12 notes, which he already knew, but he just didn't know the names.
Oh, so you just associate the names to the thing he knows. What do you think is this in his mind? Because it's not just individual notes. He can like hear everything.
Yeah.
What is that?
He doesn't see colors. He just says every note sounds completely different.
Wow. Like you said, maybe it's a language thing.
Yeah.
There really is he just learned the language.
Yeah, the language. It's like perfect. It's like native music fluency, if you think of it like that.
So let's listen to some of this.
Turn around. Here we go. As fast as you can. We're going to start with single notes, and we're going to do some intervals, then chords. Okay, here we go.
A, C sharp, B flat, C, G, A flat.
Okay, good. 2 notes at once. Here we go.
C flat.
Great. How about this?
B flat, A.
Great. What about this?
E flat, A flat.
Great.
This is incredible.
C, B flat.
And then how about this?
E flat.
What is it?
E flat.
Correct. Oh, he's annoyed. He is annoyed.
Yeah.
The part of this, when I play these next chords, that's really, I think, why the video went so viral. The next part of this, where I play these super complex polychords. Okay, I'm going to do some polychords for you. These are really going to be hard. You ready? What's this?
C augmento for D flat augmented.
Okay, sing a B flat. Very good. What's this chord?
A flat. Oh, A flat major over A major.
Great. Sing an F sharp. Excellent. What's this chord?
A minor over D flat major.
Great. What's this chord? He had 9 over F major. So I had to look at my hand to make sure that that's what it was, because they're all in inversions. So I think the reason that this went so viral is that the more that someone knew about music, the more that they shared the video, because these polychords, so the people that were the best musicians would looked at it and was like, oh my God, C augmented over D flat augmented. And the second chord was A flat major over A major, but they were both in inversion, right? So it was like a first inversion A flat major chord, first inversion A major chord, and then A minor over D flat major, and then E add 9 over F major. And for an 8-year-old, I mean, for anyone, plus they're all close voiced, they're all just right next to each other.
Yeah.
It's not like, where you can hear them clear. It's all in the mid range of the piano. So you have to really listen and you have to he has to dissect each one. Like, what are the notes being played there? And what's the theory? Because he's actually using music theory to dissect them.
It must be in his brain, those components of the chords all sound different, like very clearly different.
Yes.
It's truly incredible. The human mind is incredible. And so you're saying like some part of that is the things you hear in the first few months of life.
I did a thing where I played what I call high information music. High information music would be Bach, well-tempered clavier, fugues, anything Bach. And I would play the well-tempered clavier, and I have a friend, Turkish pianist, who's one of the greatest improvisers I've ever heard. His name is Aydin Essen. And I would play Aydin's improvisations for Dylan. It had very sophisticated harmony and linear things in it. And Keith Jarrett, and mainly jazz, classical, and modern classical music. And then we would listen to rock music once he was born. I'm talking on my wife's stomach before Dylan was born, starting at 15 weeks for 30 minutes a night. And then when Dylan was born, I would sit with him for an hour every morning and listen to music, and I would look at him. In order for this, for them to hear these phonemes apparently and develop this language, or get the language acquisition, has to involve the social brain. So when kids look at you, when a baby is looking at you, they're looking at your mouth and they're getting social cues from that. And this is also another component of saying, this is where this word stops or starts and stops. These are how the phonemes are separated from one another. These are how they're connected. So I believe that all kids are born with perfect pitch, and then around 9 months, they begin to lose it if you don't engage their social brain, making these pitches. No, I never played pitches for Dylan and said, this is a C, this is a B flat, this is a G. I just played complex, high information music for him and played with him.
And that applies maybe even more generally to high information language.
Yes.
And it starts before they're born. I think I saw some of these incredible scientists that work on the neuroscience, the neurobiology, the psychology of language in early life. I think a big part is in the mother's stomach, you're listening to the mother speak.
Yes, that's right.
So like that's how, on the language side, you're picking up the language already.
That's right. And you're picking up the musical language. So native music fluency, you could call it.
So if the mother's sitting back and listening to Bach and some bebop jazz, you have a pretty good chance.
Much better chance.